one hit, and I held it in my lungs, but it was just the one hit. It was like a mesh of a million little particles of light, and very vibrant light, and you could see through it the image of the room, but as the experience went on, the lights became more and more dominant. Actually became a funnel of energy, a funnel of light particles drawing into my core, but drawing what it felt like it was drawing away from me, away from my ego, away from my sense of who I was, my identity, drawing me away from what I took to be my life. And I felt like I was being drawn into death, is what it felt like. And I did not want to go. I wasn't ready, and I was really pissed at Tali for killing me. And that's what it felt like. He was, that I was dying. And it wasn't that I was afraid of dying, it was that I wasn't ready to leave. I just let it, I couldn't fight it anymore, and it just drew me in. And it drew me into myself very, very deeply, into this core essence of who I am that had nothing to do with this life that I know of. But it was definitely an awareness of me without me, this body, the I consciousness they call it. I don't like to use established words to describe something that's fresh and personal, but it was more like I, because it didn't have any sense of personality to it. So as I'm drawn into this energy very, very deeply, what I'm starting to experience is a space around me, a vast space in this conscious awareness of I. It was not this tiny spot. Even though it was central pointed, it was vast. And I don't know if that's kind of how it was perceived. And the inner wall of this sphere, I noticed, were tiny little portals, like little windows, to activities. Each one had a completely different thing going on. They were almost like a mosaic, a giant mosaic on inside of this sphere. And each one of those portals, I realized, was a lifetime. Wow. I'm taken right back to the experience. It's quite amazing how profound the experience was. And I could see the one portal that was this life, the life that I knew, that I just left. And there it was, like, still going on. But I was in this beautiful, it started to become beautiful, this sense of that. I started to settle into the beauty of this space, and it was profoundly beautiful. It was the most beautiful experience I've ever had. So I realized I was still connected, like I had a cord to that life. I hadn't completely severed it. I was aware of that, although I didn't have an attachment to it at the moment. The room started to reappear, like this sphere almost became now that same veil with little speckled lights everywhere. And then I'm starting to see through it and see the room again, and see Tali sitting there kind of as this vague image, and just getting more and more solid as I'm coming back into the space. So I come back into the room around me, this world, this life again, and just very gently, and I'm just still very connected to that deep peace. having having had such a strong sense of myself that had nothing to do with this life. It was real life. It was the most alive I've ever experienced.